my name is Vicky, and I'm the founder of Tatcha. Tatcha is a skincare brand that I started about 10 years ago, and it was at a time when my skin was broken and my heart was broken, and I was wondering whether there was still beauty in the world. I'm not Japanese. My family is from Taiwan, and I'm from the US, and I had started traveling because I think I just needed to find myself. And at the time, my face was also covered in acute dermatitis for 3 years. So I had bleeding and blistering and scaling on my face and my lips and my eyelids. And I was also just really burned out in the corporate world. So when I was traveling, I ended up in Japan, and I ended up spending time with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful traditions, especially in Kyoto, including with geisha. And I started using their rituals that they've been doing for hundreds of years. And when I did, it healed my skin, but then the things that I learned in Japan also healed my soul. And what I learned is that skincare is definitely self-care. And it's a wonderful time to practice both skincare and self-care right now for all of us. So that's what I'm going to be taking you through this morning. I launched the company the day that I was in labor with my daughter. And so if you are a momtrepreneur, I think any mom who wants to be an entrepreneur can definitely do it. And I started Tatcha in 2008, which I believe is called the Great Recession. So I also think that difficult financial times are a great time to start a company. But more than anything, I'd love for this 15 minutes to be about you and making your day a little bit brighter. So first things first is I'm going to take you through my morning ritual. It's very short and easy. It's going to take us maybe about 5 to 8 minutes, and I'm going to do it slowly so that you can follow along. I'm going to use Tatcha because it's all I have in my bathroom, but you can use anything that you have at home. This ritual works for anything that you've got. The most important thing to turn a skincare ritual into a self-care ritual is to just put a little bit of intention into it. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is wash our faces together. I'm going to start with the rice polish, which I like for daily exfoliation and cleansing, but you can use anything that you've got at home. And the way that you can turn your cleansing ritual, and by the way, I just add a little bit of water and it turns into this creamy foam, but again, you can use any cleanser that you have at home. The way that you can turn your cleansing routine into a self-care routine is by putting intention into it. And I like to think of cleansing as an act of letting go. While we're physically taking debris off of our skin, dead skin cells, makeup, whatever is there, we can also think about the things that we want to let go of in life that are not in service to us anymore. That could be self-doubt, anxiety, fear, regret, whatever it is that you're hanging on to that isn't in service to you anymore, it's okay to let go of that. So again, while I'm cleansing my skin, I'm going to think about what I'm also going to let go of today. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is something called an essence. Essences are very popular in Asia, but I know in the US it's still a growing category, and it looks like water, but it's not at all. What it actually does is it plumps up the skin and makes anything else that you use go deeper into the skin. So if you haven't tried an essence yet, I do recommend trying one, only because it's going to make all of your other skincare work better. I have a Tatcha essence here, but again, you can use anything that you have at home. And because an essence is meant to replenish the water in your skin, I think of this as a personal replenishing step. So I'm going to press this into my skin. It only takes a few seconds. And it's actually going to plump my skin up by about 150% with water, and also a lot of antioxidants. But while I'm replenishing, I'm going to think about how I'm also going to replenish myself today. So as mothers and sisters and friends, we often spend our time giving, giving, giving. And if we give, but we don't give back to ourselves, we can become depleted. And so when I put on my essence, I think about how I'm going to give back to myself today. And I feel like when I give myself a moment to replenish, that means that tomorrow or later on today, I have the resources within me to be able to give to other people again too. So we have to remember to give back to ourselves. So that's my essence step. My next step, and I'm pretty simple, is moisturizing. You can of course do a serum or anything that you want, but I'm going to keep it simple for you today. By the way, I'm going to use the water cream, and this is fun because I don't think I've shown it really to anybody yet. The water cream is one of my favorite moisturizers from Tatcha, but I'm sharing it now because it's a big limited edition size. It's so big. And it's because we fund girls' education with every single one of our Tatcha purchases. We've actually been funding girls' education since 2000 and, oh gosh, how many years now? Since almost the beginning of time for us. It's sort of a forever part of our model. And we're celebrating funding 4 million days of girls' education around the world, mostly in Southeast Asia and Africa, in partnership with Room to Read. Because if you educate a girl, she can change her life, but she can also change the lives of the people in her community. And so I know this is a group of women who care a lot about supporting and educating other women, which I think is great. So I hope that you enjoy this one if you happen to be a Tatcha fan. So I'm going to use that today, but again, you can use any moisturizer that you have at home. You don't have to use Tatcha. And now I'm going to put my moisturizer on. So the purpose of a moisturizer is actually to comfort and cocoon your skin in moisturization and hold in all of that moisture that we put in. And so when I apply my moisturizer, one, I always try to go up because gravity pulls down all day. By the way, my friend Yoli Glow on Instagram, she's an amazing esthetician. She taught me a couple massage tricks recently with skin, or with your skincare ritual. She taught me this one. Watch this. You take your fingernails and you go like this. And when you do that, gravity can be a real bummer like that. You guys are so funny. Yeah, gravity is a bummer, isn't it? But if you're like me and you clench your jaw when you get stressed out, you can go like this, and you can also go like this when you're putting your moisturizer on and help release a little bit of tension in your face so that you can sort of relax all the muscles too. She taught me these other great massages too on the forehead if you tend to go like this a lot when you're stressed out or if you're looking at a screen all day. So just really, really gentle strokes of massaging your face all day long. These are all thanks to Yoli Glow. So now my moisturizer's on. And then the final step that I'm going to do this morning is putting on a little under eye brightener. I've got the Pearl here. The Pearl is, for us at Tatcha, an under eye treatment that brightens your skin under your eyes instantly and over time. But again, you can use anything that you have at home. And when I put on my under eye treatment, I like to think about how I'm going to brighten my outlook. I think so much of how we handle ourselves, especially in moments like this, is by just deciding how we're going to look at things. And so as I put on my under eye brightener, I'm going to think about how I'm going to try to see everything in a positive light today. And if I do that as much as possible today, then I'm going to be able to have a bright outlook. And that helps us think more clearly and stay calm. And that is always really good for us. And so I know that was really fast, but that is how I try to turn my skincare ritual into a self-care ritual. And as you can see, it doesn't take any time. You don't have to do 10 steps. If you want to do 10 steps, you can. If you want to do one step, you can. But and you don't have to use Tatcha. You can use anything you have at home. But just in those moments that you're taking care of yourself, just pick up whatever it is that you're using, whether it's an essence or a cleanser or moisturizer, and think, how can I put an intention into this that's going to help me take care of myself today? I am so honored that you took the time to get ready with me this morning. I hope that our little morning skincare ritual was helpful for you.